Coming up tonight on Midweek Update, exclusive audio from the Hebrew camp in the wilderness. Is it music to God's ears? We have the answer.
Plus, the mayor of Moab is in the studio with us tonight to talk about a certain vagrant who is causing quite a stir by stirring up entrails.
And the Israelites are on the move, and the question on everyone's lips is, are we there yet? Midweek Update starts now.
Good evening, I'm Dex.
And I'm Stevo. The sound of trumpets has been heard coming from the camp of the Israelites as God has instructed them to use the horns to summon different groups of Hebrew people. For those who haven't heard the clamor, we have an exclusive clip of the musical melodies coming from Israel.
What a wonderful world.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of distinctive sounds, while the Israelites have been wandering in the desert, they've had a lot of time on their hands. The tribe of singer-songwriters has been inspired to write a national anthem to boost moral and foster a sense of community in the wilderness. We have an exclusive clip on the opening refrain.
That sounds just awful. Sanctuary cities are making headlines again, and this time it has nothing to do with the illegal immigration debate. It has to do with murder.
That's right, Stevo. According to the Levites, now when you accidentally murder someone, you can find a refuge in one of the 6 sanctuary cities throughout the Holy Land. Those 6 cities are a safe haven for murderers while they await trial.
And what if you can't make it into one of those cities?
In that case, a relative of whoever you killed will likely hunt you down and kill you back.
Oh, is that allowed?
It's not just allowed, Stevo, it's encouraged. God doesn't want murderers in the Promised Land. It really drives down property values.
Oh, and speaking of property values, what would you do if your neighbors were giants? That's right, giants. I spoke with one of the 12 spies who just got back from scoping out the land of Canaan to find out if the land God promised is, in fact, all that in a bag of chips.
That's right, and Midweek Update has obtained a checklist of what the spies were looking for in the Promised Land. Number 1, milk. Number 2, honey. Number 3, grapes. Number 4, pomegranates. Number 5, figs. And number 6, giants.
Whoa, that last one seemed unexpected.
It was, Stevo. The spies reportedly ran all the way home to Moses to break the news. Let's listen to that audio. Folks, there's more Midweek Update right after this.
This portion of the Midweek Update is brought to you tonight by the Tablet 2, the next generation in stone tablets.
Your attention, please. Paging any Levite in the vicinity. Your presence is requested in the tabernacle immediately. Again, any Levite on the premises, please report to the tabernacle for service immediately. Thank you.
Welcome back to Midweek Update. The Israelites were chosen by God to be a people set apart, but some Hebrews want to be more set apart than others. Hebrew men can choose to take a brand new vow, the Nazirite vow, to show their super duper devotion to the Lord. Joining us now is Nazirite Melvin the Moabite. Welcome, Melvin.
Thank you, Stevo.
Melvin, what exactly is a Nazirite?
Stevo, the Israelites are set apart for God's use. A Nazirite is further set apart from the Israelites for God's use more.
So how do you become set apart more for God's use more?
When we decide to take the vow, we are not to drink any wine or beer. I'm not even sure if I should talk to you. Don't you brew that craft beer? Stevo's Inferno?
No, I am a news anchor.
We can't eat grapes or any fruits of the vine.
Wait, that means no raisins?
No.
What else grows on a vine?
I have no idea, Stevo.
Oh.
Also, we aren't allowed to shave our head anymore or cut our hair. See how long my hair is getting?
Not really. Looks like you might be balding up here, though. Just a little. Okay.
Yeah, everyone knows I'm a Nazarite because of my long hair.
Huh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the other thing is we can't go near dead bodies. No contact with corpses at all.
Well, that hardly seems like a sacrifice.
I guess that depends on who you are, am I right? I mean, have you seen that show with the zombies and the brains eating? And those guys are definitely not Nazarites. I can tell by their hair.
Okay, Melvin, is it lonely being you?
It can be. It really can be, Stevo. Do you have a mini fridge around here?
No, thank you for joining us, and best of
No
luck
mini
with
fridge?
that Nazarite vow,
No
buddy.
mini fridge?
Okay.
Is that enough?
Rod, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back, Stevo.
Rod, when we last talked, you had a hand in so many of the significant events during the Hebrew Exodus.
That's right, Stevo. I really was Moses' right-hand man, and I didn't think I'd be as handy after I helped the Hebrews gain the upper hand over the Egyptians. But here I am, and I've really grown.
I mean, you do look different.
So you noticed?
Rod, how did you grow that bud?
Well, if you read my first book, you know that Moses had me in his hand when God caused water to come out of that rock in the wilderness. After that, I got really, really hungry and I just started eating everything in sight. Milk, manna, quail, chimichangas.
Wow.
I know, one night I was sleeping it off in the wilderness, and when I woke up, I had this amazing bud. And do you know what?
No, what?
It makes almonds.
Oh.
So now anytime I have the munchies, I just grab a handful of almonds.
That is amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight,
Yeah,
Rod.
you bet. A labor dispute has broken out among the Levites, threatening to bring down the already delicate camp of the Israelites. The men appointed with maintaining the poles, just the poles, throughout the camp wanted to swap duties with the men appointed to polish the golden lampstands. Stevo, get it together, man. Stevo, you're lying. The pole guys have been gathering outside the tabernacle, shouting, "We're not going to take it!" Aaron, the head of the priestly tribe, issued this statement: "Pole people, be warned. If you continue complaining, your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness. Now drop and give me 20.
This portion of the Midweek Update is brought to you tonight by the Tasty Tabernacle Gastropub, keeping kosher even in exile.
Your attention, please. May I have your attention, please? Do not attempt to approach the pillar of fire visible each night outside of this facility. The elders have spotted several of the children of Israel attempting to roast marshmallows. This is unauthorized and very dangerous. Please do not approach the pillar of fire.
Welcome back to Midweek Update. Tonight, I have the privilege of interviewing the mayor of Moab, Lance Sharmstrong. Welcome, Lance.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Glad you're here. Can you start by telling our viewers a little bit more about Moab?
Sure. Moab's the adventure capital of the Sinai Peninsula. People come from all over the known world for hiking, jeeping, mountain biking, and just to wander around the canyon lands.
And you have a very famous rock, right?
Slick rock, yeah. That sandstone's super grippy, but super steep, so you gotta throw your weight back and really feather the brake, It gets super hot though, so bring your full camel back, or just strike the rock.
Strike the rock?
Yeah, some people use a rod, but I usually just whack it with my vibrelli.
Okay, Lance, let's move on to Moab's recent problems with vagrants.
Oh, are you talking about Houdini?
I'm talking about Balaam and his donkey.
Oh yeah, over on Burro Pass, yeah, totally. Heard that dude got an abrasion on the trail, sad stuff.
Don't you mean divination with entrails?
What?
What? Lance Sharmstrong, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Renowned mathematician Al Feinstein has issued a statement explaining why Israel has occupied only 1/10 of the land that God had promised them. Feinstein said, a caravan of people and livestock left Kadesh for Canaan.
Canaan.
That's what I said. Traveling at a speed of V equals 3 to 5 kilometers per hour. Every 2.5 days, they stopped to complain, decreasing the kilometers covered by 22 hours, where X equals kilowatts of manna, Y equals decibels of whining, and C equals smoke from the pillar of fire. When you solve for the number of buds on Aaron's rod and apply the quadratic equation to 1/7 for each of the unbellished lambs, you get 30,000 square miles, which is 1/10.
Wow, you got all of that wrong. Speaking of travel, many families will take to the highways and byways in the fall as the leaf-looking season gets underway. Dex, as our travel correspondent, you compiled a top 10 list for our viewers tonight, and it has to do with how to make family road trips easier and more enjoyable.
That's right, Stevo. It's the perfect time for tonight's top 10 list, how to make your road trip take even longer. And coming in at number 10, get lost a lot.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought this was how to make your road trip easier.
Number 9, never ask for directions. Number 8, repeatedly rebel against your leader. That's whoever is in the driver's seat. Number 7, play I Spy a Giant. Number 6, use tea leaves as a compass.
Okay.
Number 5 is take turns contracting the plague. Number 4, talk to donkeys. Number 3, harass the Mennonites. Coming in at number 2, romanticize your past.
Oh.
And the number 1 way to make your road trip take even longer, complain nonstop.
Wow, that sounds like a whole lot of fun, Dex.
It really isn't.
Well, a new traffic system of traffic lights has been installed throughout the Sinai wilderness. The primitive yet innovative system relies on alternating pillars of fire and a cloud to tell the Israelites when to stop and when to go. When the pillar of fire appears, the entire Hebrew camp stops. And when the pillar of cloud appears, they pack it all up and go. So let's see if it works. You ready to do this, Dex?
I'm ready, Steve-O.
Okay. All right. So you start drumming on the news desk or something, right? And when you see a pillar of cloud, you stop when you see a pillar of fire, okay? So you're like drumming, pillar of cloud. Oh! You're supposed to look this way. That's how the game works. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. You really are supposed to look that way for the game. It's not working out at all. All right, well, for Midweek Update, I'm Steve-O.
I'm very confused.
We'll
Dex.
see you next week.
Okay.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the number 40.
Midweek Update is brought to you by Edict Air. With on-time flights throughout the Holy Land, plus a new red-eye from Jerusalem to Cairo, closed on the Sabbath, Edict Air, walking the line to keep you on time.
Midweek Update is a production of ABC, Ancient Broadcasting Company.